So in this section, we are going to talk about what are we going to do? What do you think we should be doing? So this is a chart that I have taken up from a from a trending research in from Lancet publication. So if you just, this tells you about the number of cases every day on day-to-day basis and about the activities that we did. So this is from China, and if you see that on January 22nd, 23, 24, we had a reporting of official cases started exploding somewhere around 18th, 19th or 20th of January 2020. So immediately when the cases started exploding, the Chinese authorities took a big, drastic, historic step to lock down the whole city. So that was a big historic step, which I don't think it's very easily done. So it requires too much bigger amount of stringent efforts and very systematic approach towards this case. And you should know what the virus is thinking and what you are supposed to do the next. So they did a lockdown, and immediately you can see that the wonderful thing that you can see is that immediately as the intervention was done, immediately after that you see the trend of the number of cases actually declines. So this shows that basically this is the effect of the intervention and nothing else. So based on this simple understanding that lockdown is what social distancing, what the fancy word we use is social distancing, that is what is lockdown. So if you talk about this, what are the things we should be doing? The first and foremost is self-isolation. Self-isolation. So this is one of the most 5-star point that you can do. We have to take our own responsibility that if in case we think we are suspect for any viral infection, we should do self-isolation to protect our own families, to protect our own friends and fellow human beings. Self-isolation, I think you all are much more aware. It's there and trending in social media. I think the Prime Minister of Canada is under self-isolation, his wife and many officials from UK Ministry, United Kingdom, London, they are in self-isolation. Many ministers from Iran, they are under self-isolation. They have been detected positive as well, I think. So self-isolation is one of the best efforts, or it is one of the best things, most cost-effective things that we can do. Second is, in case we are doing self-isolation, alongside with that we have to have very good amount of hand hygiene, about cough etiquette, simple measures, cough etiquettes, hand hygiene, these all are going to help us in long run. We have to take responsibility of this. Do not touch anything, especially the doorknobs, the rails, the lift buttons, the escalator buttons. These are all heavily infected. The curtain edges, the pens, the table, countertops, they are all heavily infected. Do not try to touch these with bare hands, at least for next couple of days or so, until and unless this advisory is being issued. So we should be cautious on this, and once this is done by every one of us, only then this virus can be stopped. Use alcohol rub dispensers. You don't need to go around with fancy fragrance based sanitizers or things like this. Simple alcohol dispensers. Use ample soap and water. At least the washing should be done for 40 to 60 seconds, at least a minute. And this hand washing should be practiced ideally every 30-40 minutes, but at least you should do once an hour. Triple layer mask is one thing which many people are like connecting a lot of dots over here. Triple layer masks or medical masks, they are basically for healthcare professionals who are involved in very close contact with the patients and who have the chance of aerosol infection to them. So if you're going from here to market, if you're going to shop, if you're going to office, you don't need to wear the mask all the time, because wearing the mask, simple mask, not N95, the simple mask or any mask will irritate the skin. So once it irritates the skin, you tend to touch it a lot, and the more you touch it, the more infection comes on that mask. So proper disposal of that mask is not possible. It requires some training to everybody. So wearing mask is not recommended as such, but yes, all those people who are at risk right now, healthcare professionals, biomedical workers, people who are involved in hospitals, they should be wearing masks inadvertently and with full caution. You should be using personal protective equipments. Cuffing a person to stand at least 3 feet, I think we already have talked on this, that it is spread by droplet. Droplet has a chance to spread over a meter, around a meter. So whenever a person is coughing, you should be coughing like this into your sneeze, because fabric is one area where the cough particles, the droplets, would embed into the fabric and they'll not disperse anywhere else. Do not do like this in your hands, that's a bad way. So use a elbow, and coughing should be there. Elbow cuffing should be there. Next is next is the most important, that you need to practice hand hygiene, cough etiquettes, waste management regarding the biomedical waste. P stands for personal protective equipment, using proper gloves, eye cover, face mask, head covers. I stands for injection or the instrument safety. L stands for linen. Many times we as doctors or healthcare professionals, we forget that linen which is there on the examination table, the cloth which is there on our own office tables, the linen cloth which is there on the sofas, anything, any chairs which on which I'm sitting, it may also be infected. So we need to take care of that. And last is environmental hygiene, that all the people who are coming into your OPD, you should ask them to wash their hands and then you touch them, or you should wash your hands and then touch them. So basically it's more or less about hand hygiene and safety and sanitation.